Welcome, everybody, to not the Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Ellen, Jimmy Oprah show, not the Tonight Show. You're watching The Right Show. We always come in at the right place at the right time, depending on where you are, because podcasters, you're getting this a week late, but we do this thing live. So look in the description, find the link, and you can watch along too. For those of you paying attention at home, it is Tuesday afternoon where I am, and the reason we're doing it at this time is one, I want to capture new viewers that have never been able to log on. So there's going to be somebody in Scotland or Australia somewhere going, finally, it's the right time for me to watch. I don't know what accent that was. The point being, The Right Show is a support group for normal people. I've not been allowed to leave the country. This is the longest I've gone without even going to Hawaii. So I need to go live and meet you all hang with you all virtually until the scandemic is over. So welcome, YouTubers, Facebookers, podcasters, locals, and rock thinners around the globe. Subscriber check, please. Make sure you're still subscribed on YouTube. My numbers have not gone up in 2 months. Not even one subscriber in 2 months, which proves they're shadow banning me. Before this, it was going up 1,000 new subscribers a day. All right, let me know in the comments, where are you from and what is your favorite candy? You know, growing up, I would go trick-or-treating and get like a pillowcase full of candy, and I couldn't wait to bring it home, dump it out with my brother, and take a look at all we had acquired from the neighbors. Kind of separate the booty and take a look at the loot. You know what I'm saying? And it was so cool because I'm like, ooh, the Reese's go over here and this goes over there. And you better smuggle a little bit of your stash somewhere else, because the next day I would notice my candy bag was, I thought lighter, but my mom said it's not, it's all there. And the next day lighter. She would take handfuls of it and trash it so that I wouldn't be eating candy well into January and February. I was mad at the time. Now, thinking about it, probably didn't need all that sugar. Probably a good idea. So thank you, Mom, for stealing half of my candy and making me think I was insane. But you did the right thing. What is your favorite candy? Let's put it in the chat so I can see. Ooh, we got South Africans who love sour worms. Kat K. Smith from Texas loves those orange slices, almond joys, and Milky Ways. Of course, Kim Sam in Switzerland only likes milk chocolate. Could you be any more typical? You Toblerone, you. Lisla likes Swedish fish. Can we all agree that the marshmallow peanut is completely worthless? Is anybody wanting candy corn and marshmallow peanuts? If you are, then I need to marry you so that we can work together. I'll take all the good stuff. You can have that trash. Wisconsin's in the house, loving those nerds. Oh, just pure sugar injections. Delicious. And someone said, salam. Thank you. All right, good. Now you guys can kind of interact in the chats and give each other a hard time over which candies they think are best. I think we should divide ourselves over candy. You like Swedish fish? What's wrong with you, man? You're dead to me, bro. All right. Well, I had a happy Halloween, and it kicked off with an interview on TV. Here's the problem. I was asked my thoughts on costumes. I came on thinking I was told 10 minutes to go back and forth on the news. I had jokes prepared. I had things I wanted to say. I got 2 sentences in. 2, and they go, well, that's all the time we have. Back to commercial. I'm like, So I'm going to show you the clip. I got 1 joke in. I didn't even get to finish. I'll tell you what those jokes were on the other side. I said, instead of doing Squid Game or these costumes that have been banned, you can come up with really scary costumes that aren't on the radar of the school district. So I want you to think of really scary costumes that you would have in mind. That was going to be the run of jokes I had prepped and got cut off. Roll the clip.
Okay, the so-called cancel culture can have its effects in the public sphere. But one Halloween costume is getting banned by schools before kids even have the chance to wear it.
Halloween. Love it or hate it, it's the one night a year kids and their parents can have a little fun together. Well, last year, the #1 Halloween costume was Dr. Fauci, the patron saint of coronavirus. You even had baby Faucis. So what's the #1 costume this year? Squid Game. Costumes are flying off the shelves, but some schools are banning the costume. Why? Well, as one principal wrote, it would be inappropriate for any student to wear to school a Halloween costume from this show because of the potential violent messages. Now, we all know that many costumes have been banned in the recent past, like cowboys, because of their devilish ways of gunslinging and killing of another banned costume, Indians. And let's not forget, you can't go as Aladdin, Jasmine, and dress your kid up as a boo because that could be offensive, especially if you darken your skin for the costume, as we learned from the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau.
Discuss the discrepancy in costumes. We bring in comedian Kvon, because, I mean, who does this issue actually upset?
That is a great question. I think that it's basically the people on the radical left do not want anyone to have fun. They started with Christmas. They worked their way to Thanksgiving. There's always some kid at your Thanksgiving table that's like, you know, Thanksgiving was started by killing people. And you have to just sit there and like, can you just pass the gravy, Brad? It's unbelievable. Now Halloween's on the chopping block.
Well, and that's the thing. It's they're over and over. It's the same people. It's the same, but yet they continue to actually dominate. As you said, there's a whole school system in New York that's actually canceling this costume. And if they get to have the parties themselves. You know, in the past, we've actually been very concerned about being politically correct. Last year, even had to be careful about the police. This year, it's violence is the key. Violence. But why are some being okay and not the others? Considering this is actually a very violent holiday. Every major costume out there has something to do with violence.
Well, you're right. It's skeletons, it's werewolves, vampires. They have all had some sort of violent tinge to them, but they pick who's not allowed. Now, I'm a little different. I think at school, if they want to ban it, that's one thing. And then when you're partying with your friends on the weekends, that's another. But the kids have to be creative. They're not going to let you do Squid Game. That's the newest one that's hit the radar. I came up with a few ideas if you want to hear them.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to ask you. What is appropriate? I would love to know, besides being like, what, a paperclip, a stapler? Or I'm sure that would offend somebody.
Well, that's
somewhere.
what they say. Be a letter of the alphabet or a number, something that. But you know, some number is going to offend some kid. So what I've decided is, kids, you got to be like Bart Simpson. You have to be a bad kid, but not everyone knows what you're up to. Okay. So combo costumes are hot. I'm thinking Joe Biden as a brain surgeon. That's scary. Okay.
Yes, I see what you're saying, and I like the fusion idea. But then that might be that could be insulting to both sides as well. Politicians and doctors. Someone can be offended by everything, you know, at this point. How about you just go live your life?
Well, the key is that Squid Game is on their radar, but these aren't. Dr. Fauci as a dog walker. Boom. You're.
Okay.
Excuse me. Excuse me. What are you doing?
That's how I roll.
Boom, you're
okay,
in,
on that,
right?
We just have to end on that one. That's the scariest you can be. It's great to talk to you, Kvon. Thanks for joining me. And that's all the time we have for the show today. Thanks for watching.
Oh, I have to wonder if she just got scared where my costumes were going, but I promised they were going to get even funnier, okay? I had some great combo costume ideas. Put your scariest costume ideas in the chats. Mine, which if I could have got to it, was a very quick one. I was going to say Ellen DeGeneres as a dance instructor. That would be scary. That would be at least 1 hour of scared stuff going on, right? Or I was going to say Alec Baldwin with a prop. That would have been very scary. Far more deadly than the January 6th riots. And of course, the final one that I had written down, I like that. A lot of people saying Jen Psaki. That could be scary. Jen Psaki with COVID, because she's like a super spreader going around with multiple boinky boinks in her arm. And she has had lots of the chewables that they're touting. And she's got the double, triple mask on. And she's still getting horrible viruses. Dirty, dirty woman. I got some good funny ones coming in from you guys. Nancy Pelosi with her broom. That's a great combo costume. Vote for me, my pretties. And people are liking the Ellen as a dance instructor and Alec Baldwin with a prop. Oh, I had so many. I was ready to go, and now I've long since forgotten them because in my mind, Halloween, dump, it's over. You just, like a photo dump, I just brain dumped everything out of Halloween. We're moving on to Thanksgiving, the new offensive holiday, which is coming right around the corner. Now, before we go any further, do you know that this podcast is brought to you by one of our lovely sponsors, keeping us alive even when cancel culture tries to stop us? I want everyone to get their turmeric from this company right here from now on. If you have joint pain, muscle soreness, digestive problems, or just difficulty concentrating, then you might need Active Adams turmeric curcuminoids. This is a high dosage of turmeric extract which promotes a healthy inflammation response. Each capsule contains 15 times more turmeric extract than other turmeric supplements. And for each bottle you purchase, Active Adams donates to help fight sex trafficking. This is a company that actually stands for freedom, whether it's freedom from inflammation, freedom of speech, or freedom from modern day slavery. Visit activeadams.com and enter Kvon10 at checkout for your 10% discount and help fight inflammation while living with freedom. You have it. I was just in Costco and they charge the same amount for the turmeric. At least this will come straight to you. You're not giving your money to Costco. You're giving it to a company that supports Half Persians, HPLM. If you want to be a part of the podcast, you want your chat to show up bigger, then do a super chat or stars on Facebook. That's a small donation. It helps me stay alive when cancel culture comes for me. We already got one of those from Wolfie. Thank you very much, Wolfie, for supporting the podcast. And I'm catching up on all your comments. You guys are loving Thanksgiving. And after that, Christmas. I like it. Gnarly Burrito says, got a scary combo costume. Bill Cosby as your bartender. Yes. Casey Anthony as your babysitter. Coming in strong, Gnarly Burrito. You guys are awesome. And Dr. Athena's going to try my turmeric out. Can't wait. Jeffrey Dahmer as your chef. Bam! Where were you guys when I was on that TV program? You could have grabbed her, held her down, and yelled these out, and I would have just kept going. Pow, pow. It would have been the #1 rated newscast of the year. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, time to circle back and circle crack. It is now time to officially get in to The Right Show. I need you to hit that like button so we can get the algorithm up. I just got back from Burlington, Colorado, right near Kansas. This is a private event. A very successful lawyer. He handles all of the agricultural law, estate law, wealth planning in the rural Colorado area on the border of Kansas and Colorado. He said, I want you to come to my house and do a comedy show. I said, is there anyone else going to be there or is it just me and you? He said, no, bring 2 other famous comedians. Here's the budget. Would you like us to fly you in a private jet? I said, no, those go down all the time. You know, I'd rather land in Denver than be John Denver. So I said, we will land in Denver and we will drive 2 hours to get to you. We will put on a show for the law firm and all of your VIP clients. And it looked a little something like this. Yo, the tour's getting bigger. I thought I'd show you my tour bus. We're going to go to about 30 different cities in the coming year. 2022 is going to be off the hook. If you see this bus, don't come a knocking if it's rocking.
Oh, here he is. Buckle up. Oh, sorry. Hey, hey. Look like Lululemon on one side and 90s hip hop on the other. It was too tight and too hot.
You said thank you to God? Did you? Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. I love Jimmy there. And the boys, they keep the booze.
Cool wine bar. I thought I would show you on my little walk what now litters our parks. Thank God we got rid of those plastic straws, am I right? those plastic straws were causing so many problems. And now we're so much safer with these biohazards littering the parks. All right, so now you got a inside look at what a private event looks like. You could be anywhere in the US and I will come to you. Front yard, backyard, garage, basement, barn. We'll put on a show. These are like the roaring 20s. Comedy is illegal, so we're going underground. And I promise you, I'll be the Al Capone of comedians. I'll be bringing laughter to basements where no one knows what we're up to. I'm going to become a multimillionaire because I'm going around Dictator Biden, and we're going to bring laughs whether Psaki wants to circle back and circle a crack or not. What do you think of that? That means any show, anytime. Now, obviously, there's a few comedy clubs that I'm allowed to go perform at, and I want you to come to those cities: Brea, Houston, Nashville, San Jose, Sacramento, Las Vegas, DC, Miami, Philly, prefer Versace. All, yeah, that's a song. Can't get into that right now. The point being, I'm going to all these cities, but if you don't want to come to a comedy club or you don't want the government to know you're putting on a mask-free event, you hit me up in the private email and we will do a private comedy show. How does that sound? Now I'm going to give away 4 free tickets to Brea, Houston, and Nashville to save you money. That's because you tune in to hang out with me. Now, I'm not giving everyone 4. Everyone who emails me will get 1 ticket, and I need you to get your friends to buy a ticket and join you. The reason is comedy clubs will not cancel your favorite half Persian if there's enough pre-sales on the books. If there's 0 pre-sales going into a week, I am highly bumpable. They will bump me off the schedule. And that's where you guys come in and go, oh, I was just about to buy 40 tickets for my friends. Yeah, I was just about to buy 40 tickets, but now they say you canceled. If you don't pre-sale, buy your tickets as you can, they will cancel me. And I don't want to hear what you were about to do. You just got me fired from a city. I need your help. That's what I'm saying if we're going to keep this alive. All right, when we come back, terms and definitions of the right show. Plus, I need you to put in the comments the difference between a conservative and a leftist. It's getting hard to come up with a difference. We've already covered so many. Catching up in the comments, we've got Helen Tran saying, I'll see you in Brea. World Gone Mad says, just about doesn't cut it. You need to support your half Persians. You got that right. Joe L says, Kvon, don't show up in New York. We aren't fun here anymore. Isn't that a shame? New York used to be one of my favorite cities. The shining lights, the entertainment, nonstop. You couldn't keep New Yorkers from having fun. But the radical left has done their darndest, and they finally accomplished taking out the Big Apple, rotting it from the core. Can it be fixed? Is it too late? I think everything is salvageable, but the more you vote Democrat and you don't vote for guys like Rudy Giuliani who are tough on crime, you will have a dangerous Joker-run society as opposed to one run by Rudy and Trump and 30 Rock and SNL and all the things that made New York the Disneyland for adults. JM says, Kvon, Daily Wire should hire you. That's where you come in as well. I email them monthly. I update them on my progress, what I've been up to. But they don't want to hear from me saying how good I am. They want to hear from you. Find them, harass them, say, bring on a half Persian. I'm beginning to think they might be racist against half Persians. There's no explanation other than racism for all problems are HPLM, racist against half Persians, even though our lives matter. Okay, now I asked you, sane and insane, what is the difference? I said, what is the difference between conservatives and leftists? And you guys have been helping me out. You wrote sane and insane. You wrote sanity is the difference. A soul and no soul. Well, I decided to make it very simple this week. So simple, anyone could follow along. The difference between conservatives and leftists: conservatives are liberals. Leftists are power-crazed authoritarians. Once we figure that out, that conservatives are the true liberals, we can unwind all the problems. Because the radical left has taken over the word liberal, and there's liberals who are like, I'm a liberal. I'm definitely not a conservative. Well, now we're going to teach you. Conservatives are the liberals. So if you want to be liberal, you must be a conservative or moderate. If you want to be a power-crazed, dictator-following, do-as-I-say authoritarian, a fascist who wants to film your neighbors not wearing their mask and make them lose their job, then you are a radical leftist. So sad. All right. It is now time to talk about what happens when the left takes over your government, your police department, and your town. When the left takes over your general ability to interact with each other, this is what you get. I want you to pay close attention to how the men spring into action in New York, a far radical left town run by radical leftists. The police department is overseen by leftists telling everyone to stand down. Police don't get involved. Citizens, you'll go to jail if you touch a certain color person. This is what you're left with.
My train ride in NYC.
I was breathing. Say it to my face now. Say it to my face now. Tell me to take a chill pill. Say the word chill pill.
Oh.
Say the word chill pill.
Oh.
Say the word chill pill.
Listen, yo, you wildin'. She a female.
Mind your business.
What?
Mind your business. Say it again.
That's OD.
Say it again.
That's
Say it again.
OD.
I'm tired.
Wow, there you have it. So she said the word chill pill. That's the trigger word now. Now remember, we were told in the 80s and 90s that even though Richard Pryor and all your favorite rappers and all your favorite singers and all your favorite actors and all your favorite musicians all said the N-word, that this was their way of taking power back and using what was once a very scary, hateful word. They're going to use it every single day to get power from the word. All they need you to do is not say that word, okay? You don't say the N-word so we can say it and bring power to ourselves. And many people on the right, many people who were white, many people who did not want to fight said, okay, that's all right. So people stopped saying the N-word in public. We started talking like kindergartners. Did you hear what our boss said? He said the N-word. And these are 55-year-old men hiding around. Did you hear the N-word? Okay. But we just wanted to make peace with this group who said there was one word they didn't want to hear, the N-word. Then they went on to say it all day, every day. Now, we agreed to that because we're good people. It just so turns out that's not all they wanted. Then it became, don't say colored people, say people of color. Woo, what a wonderful shift you did there. Fine, we'll do that for you. Then they said, it's not even though it's the United Negro College Fund, do not say the word Negro. So we agreed, absolutely. We would not say that if it offends you. The words keep going. Now you can't say Blue Lives Matter without getting punched. You can't say Make America Great Again without getting punched. When you go to court and you say, Your Honor, he punched me. The defense like, yeah, but Your Honor, he said Blue Lives Matter right in front of my client. DeMarcus Tamarius. You can't be saying Blue Lives Matter in front of DeMarcus Tamarius. Look at him. Look what he's been through. All right. So all these words are off limits to keep one group happy. And now the new word you can't say is chill pill. That's right. Chill pill. I want you to watch again We have a woman on a train, and this guy was going crazy and wild, and she's like, yeah, that guy needs to take a chill pill. He turned around, got in her face, and said, say it again. I dare you to say chill pill. You could have swapped that word with, in the 80s, the N-word, or colored people in the 90s, or in 2010 with Blue Lives Matter, or in 2018 with All Lives Matter. Now the word is chill pill. You have to see this to understand what I'm saying. Some of you are just now tuning in. Don't miss.
Night train riding
I'm word
NYC.
breathing. Say it to my face now. Say it to my face now. Tell me to take a chill pill. Say the word chill pill.
Oh.
Say the word chill pill.
Oh.
Say the word chill pill.
Listen, yo, you wildin'. She a female.
Mind your business.
What?
Mind your business. Say it again.
That's OD.
Say it again.
That's
Say it again.
OD.
I'm tired.
What? You whining? What? What's going on? He whining. You OB. You overboard. You OB. What? I didn't know Wanda from In Living Color was on the subway that day. Now listen, a lot of you are watching this going, Kvon, you're being too hard on everyone. First of all, this is a man in a subway, so he can only move his hands so much. There's at least 40 other men in that busy subway car. So just for saying the word chill pill and him punching a woman across the jaw, causing damage, none of the men sprung into action. There's two reasons why none of the men sprung into action. One, because this is a leftist subway ride in New York. I was a wrestler in high school. My buddies were in a fraternity. We're ready to roll out. If it's me and another buddy, we'll take on a dude that, if it's me by myself, I'm like, let's go. Because I, in my mind, imagine at least somebody who also saw that can launch into action if I can't take care of this guy on my own. And I just might be able to. Subway car, you know, there's not a lot of room. You get behind the neck, you grab a joint, you twist, whatever you have to do, you take care of this because you just watched a 6'3" athletic man punch a woman with purple hair for saying chill pill. What's even more shocking is her boyfriend was on the subway ride with her. The guy holding the bag of groceries or his dirty laundry, leftist man, beta male. If you punch my girl, my friend, my brother, my sister, my grandma, it's on. I will go to either the hospital, the cemetery, or jail. I'll be called a racist. I'll be called a sexist. I'm taking you down, male or female, bigger or smaller, and it's just going to be a fight until the cops arrive. But in New York, where everyone is a radical leftist, they know the government won't protect you. You go knock that guy down. You're going to jail, January 6th style. You're going to be called racist. You're going to lose your job. I'm in a different position. I own my own company. I'm not going to fire myself for taking it to that dude's face. The second problem is the police won't back you up. None of the other passengers will back you up. You got these hecklers in the back. Oh, you OB, you overboard. Hi. Part of the problem is she's a black woman. She knows all the white people are basically not allowed to interact with this guy, just take punches. Maybe the black women, maybe the black men can get involved and police this stuff. Because if this keeps happening, things are going to get a lot worse. And that's where all this fake racism comes up, because people are going to start seeing this stuff and seeing how nobody's there to help you and take matters into their own hands. I believe there's a guy named Bernie Getz that was sick of getting punched and shoved on the subway in the early 80s. Go ahead and look up what he was all about and how that ended up for the radical leftist at that time. And I think that was one of the key things that had to happen before New York cleaned up the streets. Very sad story. No one should be pushed that far. But a lot of you know, there's a song goes, we didn't start the fire. AIDS crack, Bernie gets hypodermics on the shore. I can't take it anymore. If you don't know the song, look it up. It's called We Didn't Start the Fire. And that's what these radical leftists and these BLMers on subway trains are going to find out if they keep punching, kicking, and stabbing people, that we didn't start the fire, but we just might end it. When we come back, we have a whole lot more show. Don't change that channel. All right, so the question is asked, where have all the real men gone? Let's catch up on some comments and find out. Laura correctly says, the word racist has lost its meaning. People in Asia say in our country we would cane him. You got to bring down the heat. We got someone in Brazil watching from Rio de Janeiro. Hello. JM throws us a super chat because I'm the only comedian who has the guts to tell the truth on a live weekly podcast. Thank you, JM, for the tip. We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world was turning. That was sad. Hello from Italy. Spoiler, death to that guy and vigilante justice. That's what's going to happen next. Absolutely. If Biden and the Democrats do not take hold of these major cities, people are not going to want to be victims anymore. So I urge you, I plead with you, with tears in my eyes, let the police do their job. Don't defund the police, refund the police. Don't take funds from them, triple the funds. Don't fire them for not wanting to get your experimental jibby jab, but hire more. Because if you don't, you're going to open a can of worms that you can't handle, bumbling Joe Biden. And to prove Joe Biden can't handle his own rules, his own policies, his own requests and demands, let's show what that idiot has been doing without a mask, during a pandemic, coughing into his hand and shaking hands with everyone else. Can he be any more stupid? That is how dumb he is. Many of you missed it. You get a second chance. I'll play just the beginning. Coughs into his hand, then goes around and shakes everyone's hand after a year and a half of sanitize your hand, cough into your elbow, wear a mask, do not touch people, fist bump, social distance, all that crap he kept spewing. Is he even with us anymore? What was that? He coughed and then was like, where am I? It's like the cough was that thing from the Men in Black that totally erased his brain and then he couldn't remember where he was. Watch the cough, then forget where he is. What an idiot. And then he goes around and shakes everyone's hand. I want to see what you guys thought about that in the comments. Biden forgot he coughed before shaking someone's hand. That's true. Short-term memory, very difficult when it's a 10-second gap in between the last activity. Maskless, for the love of God. He's a sick old bag of bones, says Laura. And a lot of people are saying, let's go, Brandon. I can't agree with you more. It's really shocking. All right. Well, you would not believe who else got sick after hanging out with that idiot Joe Biden. I'll give you a hint. She's got orange carrot juice colored hair. She's a complete liar. She's snarky. She's rude. She doesn't engage people politely because she doesn't need to. She knows that she for now has the power. And so she's just like, yeah, why am I talking to you? Yeah, because the American people want to know stuff. Well, anyway, this idiot, Jen Psaki, got nutsicky from a virus. Could it be because her and her boss do not follow any guidelines? They do not wash their hands. They don't clean themselves. They don't use sanitizer. They don't do any distancing. And sure enough, here she goes. Take a look.
Breaking news, though, to report from the White House. NBC News learning a short time ago that Press Secretary Jen Psaki has tested positive for COVID-19. In a statement, Psaki writes that she and senior leadership in the administration decided she should not travel abroad with the president due to members of her household testing positive. And today, Psaki says she tested positive herself and has been in quarantine. She says she has not had close contact with the president nor senior members of the administration. Psaki says the last time she saw President Biden was on Tuesday, and they sat outside more than 6 feet apart.
Yeah, right. Do you really believe Jen Psaki sat 6 feet apart in the privacy of her meetings with President Joe Biden? I don't believe for one. Oh yes, our official declaration is, while I did test positive for COVID, I at all times was 6 feet across from the bumbling guy who coughs into his hand and shakes everyone else's hands without thinking twice. That's what we're saying. Nobody believes that. The reality is Jen Psaki will get well from this virus. She's not going to pass away from it. Biden's not going to pass away from this. But the worst part about it is she's now claiming that it's so good that she wears masks and she's gotten 3 boosty boosts, because had she not worn masks all the time when the cameras were watching, and had she not got 3 boosty boosts, this would have been so much worse. However, since she wears masks and has 3 boosty boosts, luckily she's going to survive the 99.99876543221% survival rate that already existed. She credits her survival to none other than her 3rd boosty boost. Do you agree with that? Do you think that's why she's alive right now? And we should all be scared to death and hope for the same outcome for ourselves? Or do you think she would have naturally beaten the Wu flu on her own? I am just curious what you guys think, and I'll wait for you guys to respond to that in the comments. So there you have it, folks. That is what's going on right now in America. That is your State of the Union. Usually this show is a lot more fun, a lot more lighthearted, a lot more ha-ha, but there's not a whole lot to laugh about right now. We have January 6th peaceful protesters who have no speedy trial in jail for almost a year now. Let them out. We do have one piece of good news. Let's Go Brandon is the #1 song on iTunes, the #1 chant at every football game, and the people have had enough. I could have predicted we didn't have to go down this road, but Biden is now at, I believe, a 29% approval rating, depending who you're asking. I want to know who those 29% of the people are. They're like, this is great. I like us. Well, we know who they are. Ilhan Omar, AOC, Rashida Tlaib, and anyone else that chants whenever you're not looking. Keep this show alive. There are Thanks God t-shirts, because at least we have each other. Thanks God. We also have Let's Get Biden to Quit tank tops, long sleeve shirts, and hoodies. Why do I tell you about these? Because the LGBTQ movement is so important. Just ask Dave Chappelle. So you need to get your LGBTQ coffee mug, and let's get Biden to quit. Get the hooded sweatshirts, get the long sleeve shirts for Christmas, because we now have shipping delays all over the US. It is not too early to order your Christmas presents now. You go on my website, kvon.tv. You go to the shop, order whatever you want. Don't be stressed. This way it arrives by December 10th. You can wrap it up and put it in the side of your home and save it for Christmas. When we come back, we're going to talk about something much more lighthearted. You've hung with me this long. You deserve it. All right, catching up on some comments. Who are the 29% of voters who still are hanging in there with bumbling Joe Biden? Joan L. DeMark writes in, most of them are our grandparents who are no longer with us. Very true. Christine says, Kvon, love the water bottle, getting that for Christmas. Please do. Gnarly Burrito, who has the award today for being the best comedy writer on the podcast today, says, I will be getting those for Christmas. Thank you so much. And Melissa Jett says, are the shirts made in America? That's a good question. Let's look. Let's look where they're made. I will tell you, thanks God they're not made in China. I want you to guess where they're made in the comments. I'm telling you, they're not made in China. They're not one of our enemies, so you can support my fashion line. Let's see what you guys think and see what you guys guess. Someone said, okay, yep, at least they're not made in China. Susie Q says, are they made in Vietnam? No, they're not made in Vietnam. Keep them coming. Gnarly Burrito, are they made in Persia? No, they're made in half Persia. Unfortunately, Helen, no, they are not made in the USA, but don't let that deter you. They still support a USA comedian. Are they made in Taiwan? The answer is no. Mary, no, they're not made in Mexico. No, they're not made in Thailand. Okay, you guys will never guess it. Sammy says Philippines. The fact is, these shirts are made in Nicaragua. Okay? I can't even show you, but you can see right above the L, there's a lot of letters. That's how you know it's not China. And my camera is just not good enough for size 2 font. You're just going to have to trust me on this. Made in Nicaragua. Which, ole, at least the money doesn't go to the people who started the Wu Flu. Pick up yours now. With that said, it's time to lighten the mood a little. You guys have made this show so enjoyable and so fun. But what most of you don't know is this is not my only job. I am not just a hilarious weekly podcast host. I am also a touring stand-up comedian, but that's not all. I also have a new movie coming out December 3rd called Funny Thing About Love. I'm the lead romantic actor. There might be an on-screen kiss, but that's not all. What else do I do? I'm very happy to announce I have been the host of a late night talk show, and I'm taking these clips of my 30-minute talk show episodes, late night comedy talk show, to compete head-to-head with Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Ellen, Jimmy Oprah, Jimmy Corden, and all those little Jimmys. I'm trying to whip out a big half Persian Jimmy and slap him across the face. So I created a show with the help of an excellent team on a very small budget. Remember, their budget is $20 to $50 million a year to put on their show. My budget, the death rate of COVID is my budget for my show. 0.002 of that. Meaning, I don't want you to judge me like, oh, Kvon, this isn't as good. I know that. I don't have the same cameras, the same sound crew, the same writing team of 17. It was me and a couple friends. But we put on an excellent show, and with your support, the last night show will be more popular than all the other late shows. I want to show you a clip of what you're missing so you can tune in each week. Show some support, and what I do is I chop this into little clips and I send it to the Daily Wire. Like fish, I'm feeding the fish. I send it to Dennis Prager and Adam Carolla and Joe Rogan. And does anyone want a piece of this? With your help, we can take it to new heights. Show the clip. Your host, KvonComedy. The best late night show on this side of YouTube. I am your host, Kvon, the most famous half Persian comedian in the world currently. That could change after each episode. We never know what's going to happen. We dig deep into the darkest questions of humanity and hopefully have a few answers for you in under 30 minutes. Also, we're going to do a little bit of a dancing seminar for people like me who need the help. We're going to talk to a psychologist, and we're going to go outside of the studio. It's all happening now! So let's go outside and see what the people have to say. If they came out with a $3 bill, that would be ridiculous. So what ridiculous person should be on a $3 bill if they ever make one?
I don't know.
Barack Obama.
Obama? Maybe it could be
Kanye
a
West.
group photo.
Kanye West.
I love him, but he's out there, man.
He's out there.
And Frank.
And Frank. So we're going to talk a little bit about psychology and how we deal with tough situations. But in order to make that move along, we've invented a little game.
Ooh. Sounds fun.
And I'm glad you're here because this is a game where you need someone else to play off of.
Okay.
The rules are you grab
Getting better.
You grab this card and you read it so the viewer knows what the challenge is. And you will have to use your psychology, your empathy, your words, your language, and even your body language to convince them of a very tough topic.
Okay.
Oh, lovely. Tell your partner you are gay. I'm so glad I got that one. It would have been way better if one of you pulled that one off.
Thank God.
All right.
I knew it was going to be me. Yeah.
So.
Hi, Dad. What's going on?
You know how I haven't wanted to get as close to you lately?
I know. I've been like trying every night.
You're going to have to keep trying.
Why?
The reason is, and it's not you, it's me. I don't find you attractive anymore.
What?
But don't worry, I don't find her attractive, or her, or any of these ladies.
Something is wrong.
Lady?
It is not wrong. This is 2021.
I mean, if you don't like us, something is
So
wrong.
what's going on?
Yeah.
Here's the deal. My tastes have suddenly come to fruition.
Okay.
Things are changing around here.
Okay.
And if you'll excuse me, I have a parade I need to get to.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good
You'll
one.
have to fill in the blank.
Well, we got that. We got that.
Well, that's how you do it. So work on your psychology, work on connecting with someone and trying to share good news, bad news, or interesting news with them on your own time. But when we come back, we're going to meet an expert who's really going to help us fight. All right, so today's life hack is a little belly dancing tutorial. I won't be leading it, I'll be trying to follow along. But we do have a lovely demonstrator. Oh!
What is your signature dance move? Like, which one do you go with? Do you go more with Persian side of yours? Do you go with American?
The
how
first
is
move
it?
I ever learned, and it's still a classic, you just go like that. Everyone likes it. It brings the world together.
Okay.
But the new one I'm learning has been going like that.
Oh my God, that my nephew does that.
Yeah, I like
my
that
nephew does, and I never got it right. Ooh, I think I'm doing it. It's hot.
Yeah, so those are the standards.
Persian is a little bit more sexy and more,
Well,
something
whatever
into
you
it.
do is going to be more sexy.
More spice into it.
Yeah. Well, add some spice then.
As long as you have the nice technique, and you know what to do, so you're good to go.
Okay.
Okay? So up and down. Up and down. Remember something, belly dancing is a very feminine,
Yeah, it is.
sexy, and sensual dance. Okay? So all you need to work on, especially you today, is your sexy face. Okay?
Just sexy.
So
I don't know how to look sexy.
You can
feel
do
like
this.
I'm trying to fly away.
You can do this. Come on.
Go around.
Right.
Oh, yay. Oh.
Can I see your face?
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh,
Okay.
you got this.
Yeah, I was just copying off of you.
Can I ask for a belly scarf?
Oh.
Thank you so much. All right, Kvon.
Just my
think
size.
We are ready. Did you want to?
Sexy.
DJ Exisa, please. Whenever you're ready. We are ready.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
And I wanted to make noise.
Woo! Oh my God! Let's go right. I'm trying. Shake it, shake it, shake it.
I like that.
Woo!
Smoke him.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was amazing. I congratulate.
It looks better.
I think I need that thing.
Where'd everybody go? you have it. That was the last night show, episode 2. Each week we put out a new one. They're about 30 minutes long. They're done on a COVID budget, but I think it's more entertaining than your random Jimmies out there. I hope you enjoyed The Right Show. We did it at a very unusual time. This is a Tuesday, but there's so much going on right now. We're going to keep moving the times around, gather new people, and these are the people right now on here who are either in another part of the world or who are getting paid at work, but not really working. That's my kind of people. Full benefits and watching me on the clock. Put in the comments if that's who you are. I want to thank all of you for supporting me, watching the show every week. Truth Through Comedy. We are waking America up with laughter, booking me and bringing me to your homes, your backyards, your private events, or coming to the live comedy clubs. It's amazing. We're doing freedom of speech right now, which is under attack under the regime of Biden and big tech. There's nothing worse than having Biden, who's such an idiot, as the ruler, because I'm not personally afraid of him at all. He doesn't intimidate me at all, but he has all the power. It's very frustrating. If he was if The Rock was lording over me, I'd be like, okay, Rock, I don't like your policies, but don't hit me. But with Biden, I'm like, can I just go and watch him fall up the stairs 3 more times like a piece of cloth, like Mr. Burns? So anyways, with that said, I want to thank all the people who allow us to have our freedom of speech, who keep the show alive. Those names going by, they did over $100 donation on GoFundMe, PayPal, Venmo this week. Big thanks to you. How about these names going by? These are the $50 and under people. Very generous. Thank you, G. Vile, L. Smith, and Scott from Cashapp. Cha-ching. I missed a few of the super chats that came in, but you were still appreciated. JM was in the house, Wolfie, of course, and all the others. Thank you. If you want to make a one-time donation, it's very simple. You just go to GoFundMe.com/KvonComedy. Tax deductible. You say you gave a donation to a guy who's being attacked by the radical left. Or you can go on PayPal.me/TanksGod, Cash App, $KvonComedy, okay? And Venmo at KVON-KVON. One thing we do after this is we go to locals. So go to KvonComedy.locals.com. And we do a little Ask Me Anything. You can get some updates on where the movie's coming out. It's going to be on 13 big screens around the nation, and then it's going to go to streaming. You can ask me about the last night show and how that came to be. You can ask me about acting, marketing, my clothing line, my live tour dates, or private events. That all happens on Locals. And be sure to give this podcast a 5-star rating as if it's your Uber driver who got you there just in time. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching The Right Show.
Please hang up and try again.